Operation Friendship Scheme has failed, so it's time for Anya to find a new way to be Damien's friend and get invited to his house. That's right, we're going to be talking about Spy Family episode 17, but before I get into it, welcome to NonStopAntonio, where I talk about everything nerdy. If you like content just like this, hit the subscribe button for more, and I hope you enjoy this video. This was a great episode. It was very wholesome, very fun, very cute. I love seeing Anya kind of mess around in her world, doing her operation in school and trying to be friends with Damien, who just doesn't care, but also at the same time has a crush on her, obviously. And it's just really fun to watch. And I like how the episode starts off with Anya recapping the friendship scheme and how she failed to go over to his house with Bond and the dog, and she was going to try to use a picture. And I like how she's like, thank you very much for waiting after she ended the recap. It was just a really fun time. That's what I love about Spy Family. It's just a really fun show, and it's really wholesome with action. I like how Anya tries to use her family picture with Bond in it to get Damien's attention, so she drops on the floor all mysterious-like, and he just walks right past it, and you get that shock face. There's so many moments in this episode with just a shock face, and it was so fun because I love the reactions Anya gives. Every time they zoom in and she does the really shocked faces, it's just so fun. It's such a good show. And I like how her friend picks up the picture and just like, who is this hot guy on the picture? Who is this hot guy? And it's Twilight, and she's falling in love with Twilight. I'm like, God damn. Oh, this is so funny. I love seeing the kids kind of go through the school. It's just so funny, such funny moments. And they're all acting like mature kids. They have midterms, but then they go in arts and crafts class. And they have arts and crafts, which was a really funny scene as well. The arts and crafts stuff was really fun. Because they have arts in class, Anya tries to make a Bond, and it's just like a garbage pile. Anya is not that artistic. When Damien said they were going to make a griffin, Anya turned around, and it was all in her head, of course. She's like, are they related, Mr. Chimera? I'm like, Mr. Chimera? Who the hell is Mr. Chimera? Is there something else going on? Because her head also twinkled like she was reading someone's mind, and I'm like, okay, something else is going on here, and I feel like now that's another plot point that's going to have to be brought up, because what is going on? Who is Mr. Chimera, and who is she talking to? I mean, honestly, I haven't read the manga, so I'm sure it's going to get revealed soon enough. But I was like, Chimera? I know what a Chimera is. I know what a Chimera ant is. And I don't know if that's good or bad. I'm interested to seeing what happens after this, because now I feel like there's something deeper to it. Maybe how Anya gets her powers and where it comes from. Interested to finding out, though. And I like how when she's helping make the griffin with Damien, she puts jetpacks on it to make it fly. He's like, why are you so useless? You don't need to add all this random weird shit on it. And he's getting madder, being such an ass to her. And he's being an ass to everyone. And then they're like, don't you have to be so mean? All he wants to do is impress his father. And I feel so bad for the kid, because you have this father that obviously doesn't care about his kids. He's never there. He's always off doing his other things. He just leaves his kid in the dust. And the kid feels unwanted. He feels like he doesn't have anyone. He even tries to call to see if his dad's at home afterwards to let him know what happened. I just feel bad for the kid. It's pretty sad. That's why he's also always so angry, because all he wants to do is impress his father, who's never impressed. But I like when they're making the griffin, Anya didn't really help with anything, but at the end when they put everything out, the griffin looks horrible. But Anya turns her Bond into a griffin so that his griffin could have a girlfriend. However, when they went and get judged after, all the higher-ups thought it was a baby griffin, and they teared up because they assumed that the griffin was how they were after war, and that they're still surviving, and that they're all this other stuff. And I'm like, it's just a griffin. The kid just made a griffin of his family's crest. That's all he was doing. And they cried about the baby, which was just Anya's garbage sitting there, and they won first prize somehow. The worst looking ones won first prize, because it was I find with adults, they always see stuff more in depth. They look too much into it. When the kids are just doing whatever, they just look too into everything. And it's just really fun to watch how the kids just have fun. Or they're messing around, the teachers and everyone looking to oh, they're being elegant. Oh, they're doing this for a reason. And I even like how when they're making their little things, Anya's friend makes a Twilight, and the teacher's like, you can't make that. It's not an animal. And she's like, well, actually, we're all animals. And he's like, shit, you're right. Funny moments. I love this show. It's just so wholesome and fun. There was 3 missions in this, though. You had the one with the kids in class. Then you had Mission Full Metal Lady, which Full Metal Lady is actually Twilight's handler, pretty much showing what her day-to-day is and how they communicate. She's always being watched from the secret police because of the two governments. I thought it was interesting that she always knows she's getting tailed. She goes to the pool for an hour to change costumes to go meet Twilight. And I like how Twilight tails her to tell her how many people are tailing her. So just tail after tail after tail there. I find it funny at the end where Twilight's filling her in about how his kid's going, how Anya's going. And he's like, oh, she can jump rope, she can do the jump boxes. And she's like, why are you telling me this? Just like a short little clip. It felt like a little short random scene that was put in there to fill the episode. But I don't mind having the different little missions in it because it's just kind of something that's fun. And it adds a little bit, gives us a little more detail into some characters, introduces us to a couple more things, and progresses the story a bit more. The ending, where there was an after credit scene, was just a fun scene watching Yor cook for her brother and him just throwing up every time she cooked. A follow-up from last episode. Because Yor can't cook for shit, and you really see when she was younger, all her brother would do just eat it all and then vomit everywhere. So fun. I love watching those scenes, though. Young Yor cooking for young Yuri is just really fun, and it's funny to watch because he's just throwing up, and he just loves his sister's cooking. But then that led into something at the end, saying that now it made him invincible, in, like, theory, because he can kind of handle anything after getting slapped by his sister and sent across the room for no reason, just for, like, she's doing a light slap, but because of her assassination, she just fucking, like, decks him, and he's able to withstand all this food, so he's kind of become a stronger dude. It's a really fun show. Like, it's not like it's just really wholesome, and I really enjoy the characters. Anya's my favorite character, obviously. Anya's freaking the GOAT. She's awesome. She's just funny to watch, and this show really knows how to pull at your heartstrings some episodes, where you have the family, and you know how to feel for these characters. It's really fun. I'm looking forward to seeing where else it goes, and if it does get darker. I can't wait for more. What did you think of this episode? Let me know down in the comments, and if you watched the video all the way through, hit the subscribe button for more, because it always helps out the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.